to your April general reading. If this is your first time here, I hope you consider subscribing. If you're returning Taurus, I so appreciate you supporting me and the channel. This is your general reading for April, and the center of your reading, my Taurus, is that of the Seven of Cups. So I feel a few things here. Okay, so the first thing I'm feeling, right? You see that hat. So she has like these witchy ways about her. Some of you are casting spells and don't even realize you do it. Some of you are powerful witches and warlocks. So what I'm hearing is be careful what you think. Be careful what you say. It's almost like you say it one time and it happens. Those of you, you know who you are. In addition to that, this is a 7. It's a very spiritual number. So I feel like things are going to start moving in a particular way for the month of you in March. I do feel some emotional relief for a lot of you happening in April. I'm sorry, I am stuck on March for some reason. April. Thank you. Now, I'm also feeling that some of you have emotionally been not necessarily struggling, but you haven't been even. And I'm feeling that here because you notice each cup has something different in it. So I feel like that your emotional imbalance, and that's what's been feeling like. Your emotional imbalance has been a collection of many things, like many of us, but they've been affecting you in a certain kind of way that that kind of drug you down for the past several months is what I'm feeling. I'm hearing 8, 9, 10, 11 months. It's been kind of dragging you down, but you're starting to pinpoint what those things are and you're making some changes. Now, I also expanded on this energy with my illumination deck, one of my favorite decks, and you got that of the Fool. So the great thing about this Fool energy, and we all start this journey at some point, it really is a novelist type energy, like you don't have too much experience in it. So for example, if you're going out to buy a brand new camera, one thing about being on this Fool's journey is decisions that you make when you go buy this camera, for example. Before you go in, are you the one that goes down this rabbit hole of figuring out the warranty? How many stars and reviews does it have? Does it have good reviews, right? That sort of thing. Some of you just go with the money that you saved up into the camera store and you're like, whichever one is the cutest, that's the one I'm gonna get. That's the Fool's journey. And that's also the energy of free will and freedom and also excitement. So I feel that a lot for you, Taurans, but the warning there is which camera shopper do you want to be? One who's going to be a bit smart and diligent and try to get information beforehand, or just go ham and however it works out, it works out. Either way, let's see how it is going to manifest in your moon energy. This is where your emotions are. This is also where spirit does work for you. And I have that of judgment. And when I pick up this energy, it's also one of you've been through some stuff in order for you to get here. It's a very bittersweet, I keep hearing winning. It's a very bittersweet, win is what I'm getting here. There's a few things that had to happen for this success, for this rebirth, for this newness. But the great thing is you come out a different person. You're able to be this fool on that fool's journey to where now you're a novelist in this new energy, this new position, this new relationship, and this new way of thinking. And I feel like that's what's happening to you, Taurus. You're getting like this different perspective on life. So with that being said, we also have the 8 of Cups. Right? So this is emotionally walking away from something. For some of you, I feel like it's you emotionally walking away from a way of thinking, a way of being, a way of living. Some of you are even making decisions that helped you have a better mental state. So whether you decided to remove certain people who just weren't on the same frequency as you. Some of you just took a break, not necessarily walked away, but some of you took a break. Some of you removed your energy completely. And some of you just looked at your own lifestyle, right? Like some of you are on medications for your mental health, and I applaud that, right? This is a safe place. This is a safe place. Some of you are, taking your meds at certain times. You're doing it more systematically. Some of you have removed certain meds. Some of you have decided to do a homeopathic way. I'm seeing that. Nonetheless, what I'm seeing is this focus on your mental health, your mental well-being. And you've walked away from making sure everyone else was okay to where you sacrificed yourself. Oh, I love that. I expanded on this energy and I got that of the Queen of Spades. And this is Spirit really helping you in that, giving you that strategy, that focus. That's what the Queen of Spades represents. It's also very air-like energy. So perhaps you are dealing with an air sign, which is Aquarius, Libra. What's the other air? Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. I'm getting it, right? And that could be their sun, moon, or rising. And I also have that of the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is the most simplistic way of making things even, of balancing things in your life, in your surroundings. Like, do not overcomplicate it, Taurus, is the energy that I'm giving. And it's also really important. I'm seeing this a lot as I'm looking at your cards when I meditated over them. This is really going to be a month about you balancing, that you don't have to remove everything to have mental clarity, to have a good mental state of being, and to even have a good physical state of being. I'm hearing that that's really something that you're focusing on for this month as well. Now, I did expand on this judgment energy because this is a major arcana, so I can expect this energy to be happening in spirit for you for the next several months. So this rebirth is going to continue for a while for you, and it's going to be all beautiful because you have that of the Empress, the Queen of Hearts. She is all about fertility. So this will be a great month for you to start whatever it is that you're starting, right? This is a great time for it to grow. So if you want something to grow, if you want your mental state to grow, if you want your business to grow, you want your money to grow, you want, what you are volunteering, you want your volunteering to start growing on a much larger scale, March is the time to start it. I actually see, I see the Empress like fertilizing these grounds for you, these ideas, this start for you. So this will be a fantastic month of April to start it. And it is spring. So this is when we start planting and we start seeing the growth from our seeds. And some of you have planted your seeds of what you want and how you want it to look a few months ago. And you're going to start seeing that flourish. And this is how I know I am going into your sun energy. This is your ego. This is where you're actually going to see it happening, not just feeling in spirit, in your moon energy. And we have that of the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is all about celebration. And we're celebrating the crops, right? We're celebrating the things and your achievements. And by the time you're on this horse and people are celebrating you, it's because you put the work in. And I can see that. And we're gonna hit on that again. And I'm also seeing that Taurus, haters are gonna hate. Just know that, right? So you've been struggling for a little bit and you've been trying to keep it under wraps because that's who you are. But at the end of the day, the people that care about you, or if you happen to surround yourself around intuitive people, which you probably do if you're visiting a tarot reader, right? You surround yourself with intuitive people. They've known something's been up, right? And the ones you've confided in, whether it's your friends or family, and Taurus, I feel like you have a lot of love around you. But sometimes what happens, my dear, and it's unintentional in some cases it's intentional, is people get used to you suffering. They get used to you struggling, and they get used to that story. So when things start to switch around and turn around, it's almost like they don't know anything else to talk about, but how you doing? Are you okay? Are you sure? Did you feel that energy? It felt like I'm not rooting for you. It felt like I've come accustomed to this energy that you're not satisfied, that you're not full. And that's why you stepped away from some of these people. I'm getting you. I'm feeling you, Taurus. Okay. But listen, like I said, some of them are unintentional, and you're going to know those ones because they're still going to celebrate you. Look at old girl back there. She's barely holding on to the wand, holding it up because she barely wants to celebrate you. Right? And like I said, sometimes haters are going to hate and they don't even know why they hate you. And some people just hate the fact that you're happy. right? So watch out for those. And I'm not saying really watch out, because at the end of the day, Taurus, you're going to do you. That's what I like about a Taurus, right? They still do them at the end of the day, right? So if that person is still behind you, barely celebrating you, you're just going to be like, thanks for coming anyway. So I do love that. We also have this the justice energy. You knew this was coming, right? You knew this was going to be here. Not only is it here, it's here twice, right? So there's just definitely some justice that's going to happen. And what I'm feeling though, it doesn't feel like necessarily that you're going to be justified, that you're going to be, you know, like, Taurus, you were right. The story behind this, and I'm going to chop this up, I'm sure, so look into it yourself, is that when you approach this particular god of the scales, right, is that you measured your heart against the opposing, against opposition, and depending on if it were too heavy or too light is what determined if you were going to pass the scales of justice. And this is the story. This is, again, all about balance. And you are going to face opposition always. And it's not about always winning, right? Because at the end of the day, there is no winner. You also have that one of the Five of Swords. So you see here, although you have all the swords, and perhaps you had all of the ideas, and perhaps you are right, but who and what did you have to sacrifice just to prove that you were right? When you really still didn't even win, because now you lost some friends, now you lost collaborations, now you lost a comfortable environment, but you're right. So this is where this balance comes in, and this is where the justice happens. Sometimes it's best just to keep your mouth closed. Sometimes it's best just to say, do I need to win this, or do I need to do this for the collective? Do I need to make sure the family is good? Is me being right, and this is what you should ask yourself, Taurus, if me being right will make everyone else wrong, and that's the only thing that's going to come out of it, is it worth bringing to the table? And I say nay, right? Because I see it here. And I feel like that if we move past that energy of being right, and we move towards that energy of making it right for the collective, making that the most important, without sacrificing your beliefs, right? I just want to be very clear. We're not going to sacrifice your beliefs. We're not going to put Taurus under the bus. We're not going to make everyone else first so everyone else can feel better. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just winning just to say you won, right? That's what I mean. So if we get past that energy, your hard work is going to pay off, and it's gonna show. And that's what's gonna help relieve some of this anxiety and stress that you've been carrying with you. And I feel like you've been carrying it here in spirit, in your moon energy, where your emotions are. And that's what's been kind of causing you to be a little bit anxious and uncertain. And Taurus, that's not you. Taurus, you are not uncertain. You are the most certain of the zodiacs, and that's even what made it even more uncomfortable for you. So you see how this Eight of Diamonds, she's quilting, and I don't know if you ever quilted or if you've even ever seen a quilt. You can see all the hard work that is done and put into a quilt by all the patches and how they are strategically placed and how each piece is sewn. So by the time you get that finished product, there is no question on the work that was put in to achieve this beautiful combination of beautiful things, not so beautiful, but at the end of the day, it has this warmth that you can use to put over your body, right? Of course, use that analogy at, wasn't my best work, but anyway. So once we move past that sun energy, we're gonna go into your immediate future. And this is what I see. Everything is fine. Now, I know I'm saying that this is your immediate future, but I feel like that this is something that was in your immediate past, right? Like I said, you were trying to show, what I'm seeing is a picture, right? I'm seeing you holding this picture of you in your most beautiful way, Taurus. My Taurans, you always have this handsome look about you, whether you're a woman or a man. You always have this handsome look about you, and that's the picture that you're showing, is that most handsome picture. But when that comes down, this is what you look like, right? And these swords represent that mental state of being. You felt beat down, tired. And it was a mental thing. It didn't feel physical. I don't feel like any of you were really physically struggling. I feel like that you had this mental just defeat, right? And we got another Justice card. This also is the Eight of Spades. Balance. Balance. This is in your past, and you're learning to kind of balance those emotions and understand that the yin and the yang has to be. It exists that way. What's in that other scale is opposition. It's not flowers in one scale and then, flowers in the other scale. It still wouldn't be even, believe it or not. The evenness comes with the opposition. And I feel like you're learning that, right? And here's the Five of Cups. I feel like I really need to bring this home to some of you Taurans. Don't focus on those things that aren't working for you. Look at those 2 cups you still have behind you, and they're just spills. You still have that bridge that you need to cross over, that bridge of your emotions. And we are working towards that. And I know that because you have the 10 of Hearts. More emotional abundance. This is putting things in motion. This is starting a new cycle. And this is going to be the start of a new cycle. This is also a major arcana. So you have a major arcana of judgment. If you coming out of that darkness, going towards your light. And then for this to be in your immediate present, this new cycle is starting to begin. I love it, love it, love it, Taurus. It makes me feel so comfortable and even. I don't feel like it's an overabundance of anything. It just feels very balanced. I hope you have a wonderful April. I hope this made sense to you. Leave comments below. Let me know how this month ended up for you. And I absolutely adore you.